Welcome to another exceptional episode of Extraordinary Ordinary Women. And I'm excited to be able to share with you stories of ordinary women in our community. Women who have had a dream or an idea and followed it through to fruition. Their stories will encourage you, uplift you, and hopefully inspire you to ignite the seeds of greatness within your heart. For it's through sharing that we come to realize that we're not Robinson Crusoe all alone on our island, but that there is, particularly now with social media, this network of truly amazing women who are eager to stretch out their hand with encouragement. Having found this for myself when my life was turned upside down, it is my gift to those women to be able to pay forward the gift of encouragement to others. So, without further ado, I have great pleasure in introducing you to Bronwyn Rowlands. Welcome, Bronwyn.
Thank you very much, Margarita. Thank you.
Now, Bronwyn and I first connected, as you do, in an online space, a women's entrepreneurial community group, where we shared our desire to be doing something more with our lives. So our common interests sparked a connection. Bronwyn was a hairdresser and probably still is, who, after a divorce, decided that there was more to life. And so she determinedly set about to do just that. So I take my hat off to this gutsy woman who has not been afraid to step outside her comfort zones. So please join me in welcoming Bronwyn, who's going to share her story with you today. Welcome, Bronwyn.
Thank you. Thank you, Margarita. Hello.
Bronwyn, what was the turning point, the line in the sand moment, if you like, where you decided that you had to take some action, that there was more to life than where you were in your current situation? I trust that was, hairdressing and in the same geographical location. What was the line in the sand moment for you?
I think when somebody's dreams or visions of what their life is going to turn out like turn upside down and you're in your late 50s, you've either got to find a totally different path or stay in the bubble where you're at. And that wasn't a choice for me. I had no intentions of staying in the bubble. I had on and off through my marriage, I was on and off on antidepressants. And I'm a person that likes to find the cause, not just put a band-aid on it. And I found the cause. So I didn't need to have any medication anymore. And when it was time, I just started doing me. I had to do a lot of deep diving. I can say I'm probably in one of the happiest places I am now. And I just think the more you explore, there's such a big life out there. Of course, we all go through challenges. Not every day is good. But if you take each day with a positive step and just do what you want to do, go with your heart. And that's what I did. So I'm out traveling, seeing the countryside, meeting new people. I love it.
And we can see living in a mobile home.
Yes, it's a camper van. My daughter
Yeah.
did up for me.
Wow, love.
Custom.
Now, to do something like that would take what I call grit, guts, and determination is the G word. And you mentioned something about diving deep within yourself. How did you go about doing that? Because I imagine you just didn't sit down one day and say, I really must go deep inside myself and think about these things through.
You're right. When my relationship personally started going south, I started looking into it was just something simple like going onto YouTube and finding out answers. I just didn't know what was going on. And I was in a really bad mental way. And then moving forward probably took 2 or 3 years when I did draw the line in the sand and right, okay, enough is enough. Then I thought, what the hell am I going to do? What am I going to do with my life? Like all my dreams, everything. It was just, I had to start again. And it wasn't me that put the spark in me. It was actually my daughter. I said to her, what do I do with my life now? I'm nearly 60. She said, continue doing what you wanted to do, Mum. Dream. Do what you wanted. You wanted to travel, go travel. So I did. So I bought a bus, absolutely petrified, never driven a bus before, never driven anything bigger than a four-wheel drive. So I bought a bus and off I traveled. And that was just the start of it. And it was exciting. It was an adventure and it opened something up in me that, poof, I don't know. I think I like the little bit of a gypsy life and traveling around. It's amazing.
It is good.
Meet,
You do meet lots of different sorts of people, lovely people, or yes. Um, now I know you're a coach.
yes.
Did you do your coaching course in that time? And was it part of the coaching course that helped you get through?
No, I think all the courses I did for myself to work on myself, I did NLP and then I did a quantum coaching course. It wasn't until the last part of the quantum course that I thought I could bridge it between my hairdressing, where I spoke to people and made people feel good on the outside by talking to people. And I love talking to people. I could actually make them feel better inside. And it also pained me the knowing that a lot of my friends and women I talk to are not happy. They live a life that's not true to themselves. So that's why I started coaching. I'm like, I've got to get it out there. People have to have self-belief. We're all so conditioned from early age or from a relationship. We think we should do something, but we should be doing what our heart tells us to do.
Yes, and we're both in the same boat there, aren't we? Married, now single, and
Yeah.
that is an interesting concept and an interesting phenomenon that it's not until we move past that that we're able to look back and see the constraints that society put on us and that actually we allowed. And I find that, as you do, so totally fascinating because I always considered myself as a strong, independent woman. And yet when I look back, oh my gosh. And we've laughed many times, haven't we, over things like that. So, Bronwyn, whatever we choose, whatever passion we choose, and yours is now exploring life and see what it has to offer. And I believe you've just finished a house sit with some lovely dogs up there in Queensland, and you've come from right down south, so you have done some miles.
Yes, I have. I previously had another motorhome, so I've been on the road on and off in the last 4 years in between my grandchildren getting born. So yeah, it's been good.
Yes. So whatever passion we choose, and your passion here is to find more in life, to experience life and enjoy it. Um, what challenges have you faced and overcome?
I think, oh, that's a really good question. Challenges. Probably I'm still, and it's not really a challenge, it's just being indecisive of whether I want to put my roots down and actually live somewhere or whether I actually love the freedom. I do my coaching online, so I am free to be wherever I want. I can go back home to my grandchildren, I can go further up north, I can go west if I want to. So the challenge, I don't know, sometimes in the back of my head, and it's society again saying you should have a house. I'm like, really? I don't know. That's probably my biggest challenge at the moment. So I'm pretty happy that that's my challenge. Yeah, I'm happy. And small challenges like this morning, I woke up and I was a little bit in victim mode, a bit sad. I miss my family, I miss my grandchildren. So you do have those down days. And then I'm a big believer of gratitude. So you've just got to flip it around and go, well, what are you grateful for all the things? And that brings everything back out of you've got your health, you can do this. So yeah,
That
challenges.
so when you were saying missing your family and sometimes waking up feeling down. My question leading from that was, what do you do to help you get through that? And you responded with flip it. So, and that's a very handy tool to use, isn't it? To be able
It
to
is.
flip the situation.
It is. And I think it's something you have to learn because a lot of people, and they don't know that they're living in victim mode. As you're doing different courses along the way, you learn about, being in victim mode and being the rescuer. Like I thought I was doing the right thing. So being in victim mode, we don't even know half the time unless we're aware of it. But once you start being aware of, feeling sorry for yourself or it's all about you, there's so many good things out there. So look at life and look at what you have got more than what somebody hasn't got. Just you've just got to turn it around. And it's a being aware.
And it is a process and a journey in itself, isn't it? Because
Absolutely.
step one is being aware that you've plummeted down, you're in this victim mode or role. And then the step two is flip it. And I know for myself, going through that process, it took ages. And now I can flip like that. And
Exactly.
it's such a good feeling, isn't it?
It is. It's a really good feeling. And I heard something the other day about anger, I think it was Mel Robbins. I was listening to her and she was interviewing somebody and it was like, what is anger actually doing for you? Like, people that are angry all the time, where is it getting you? Let it go. And if you can't let it go, think about, well, it's keeping you stuck as well. So sometimes we have to learn to forgive and move on and not hold that anger in. It can do so much damage to our health and mental health and everything. So
That is so
yeah,
true. And I heard on Abraham Hicks, which I listen to a lot of. Oh gosh, we have a choice. Do you want to feel happy? Now reflect and see how your body is responding to feeling happy. And now feel really sad, grumpy, and angry, and notice how your body is feeling. And we have a choice. How do you want to feel?
yeah. Not
So,
rocket science, really.
no, it's not, is it? But it's, as you said, it's becoming aware of it and then having the tools to be able to do something with it.
Yeah,
Because somebody might have really ticked you off. But it's being able to say, well, I can get really ticked off with this, or I can say, they must be having a bad day. Hope their day gets better.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we enjoy each other's company, isn't it? Because we can bounce off with
We
each
throw things around all the time. It's wonderful. It's good.
other. It is. So, because, and that's another interesting point, isn't it? Because, I mean, we're both single women, and sometimes you do just need a mentor, somebody else to have a look from the outside and say, hey, have you thought about thinking a lot about this way?
Absolutely. Yeah. Sometimes, even though you're aware, you still may have, your goggles on facing this way, but having somebody, yeah, exactly like you just said, Margarita, giving it to you from another point of view, of course, yeah. And then you think about it and you're like, yeah. It's like, being angry, back to that, why are you angry? Is it because of a person? Well, then why is that person making you angry? Maybe they've got issues. And it can just go down the line. It's like some people have issues because the way they were brought up. Their parents love them, but they might have said the wrong thing to them, or they might have done things that they never knew of. But those parents didn't know any different either.
That's true.
How were they brought up?
Yeah.
So that's why this anger, I get it because I've been there, but then you've just got to get it out. And exactly what you said before, you've got a choice.
Yeah. And I think we've all been there at some stage, haven't we? And some of us have been able to move forward and discover that we have a choice in these things.
Yes.
So, Bronwyn, having traversed this path, what would you say have been the rewards of this journey of, stepping out all by yourself, traveling, talking to people, coaching, changing, discovering a different life?
It is a totally different life. I still pinch myself and I can't get the grin off my face right now. Um, I, what was the question? I'm so thinking about how good I feel right now. I forgot the question.
I love it. That's great. What have been the rewards of your journey?
How I'm feeling.
No.
I have a feeling of freedom inside of me. I have a feeling of I can explore. I think the biggest word is I'm grateful. I have lots of love. I have freedom. And don't get me wrong, it's not all perfect. You have your ups and downs like everything. But I think a big thing of it is because women are married, and if they're not happy, it's not the relationship that they should be looking at, it's within themselves. And if I had known that 10 or 15 years ago, maybe things would have been different. I have no regrets, don't get me wrong, because I'm much better and stronger from what I've learned. But in my coaching, I would not encourage someone to say, well, you're not happy, so leave. I don't agree with that. I think you've got to go within yourself to find your own happiness
Yes.
and then hopefully have the support of your partner. If they love you enough to encourage you to get that, it's only going to make everything better. It's going to make your world better, your relationship better. It's us. We have to heal ourselves within.
That's a very valid point, Bronwyn, because there's a little moral story. The old fellow is sitting on the side of the road and somebody's walking past and they say to the fellow sitting down, "What's the town ahead like?" And so Peter sitting down says, "Well, what was the town behind like?" "Oh, it was terrible. That's why I'm moving." And then Peter says, "Well, the next town's terrible too." Another fellow comes along and asks about the town in front, and Peter says, "What was the town before like?" "Oh, it was wonderful." And, the town in front's going to be wonderful because you take with you what you are expecting to receive. So
Yeah,
it's sorry, I've just went around the mulberry bush with that in relation to what you were talking about in a relationship. I know it's not necessarily that if you leave the relationship, the next one's going to be perfect
that's
because
exactly
you're
right.
still taking yourself into the next picture, aren't you? So what you said, you need to look into yourself and fix this first. Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so the rewards, yeah, the rewards are many, aren't they? But people do need to know, as you said, there are the downs and there are the ups, but we have the tools to navigate through that.
Yes, and I think what I would love to get across to women too, Margarita, is I've had psychologists on and off because I've been on antidepressants and things like that. But this coaching business for women, I mean, I know lots of coaches now because I've done the coaching scene
Yes.
for a couple of years. Yeah. But every coach has their own story. So if you get a good coach, they're not going to tell you what to do. They're just going to help you what's got inside to open you up and give your own answers. So to me, coaching is a really powerful thing to move on. It's not something that you have to do on your own. It's if I had known earlier that coaches would help me do what I know now, I would have done it many years ago. So I think there's an importance to talking to a coach to help you move forward as well.
You've hit on a very valid point there, Bromham, because yeah, we're just not encouraged to use coaches as such because, again, society, it is changing, but it's very, very slowly. We only ever thought of coaches for sports teams,
Yes.
but really and truly, you're right. The coach there, the analogy that I was shown in my course was, the coach holds the torch and shines the light.
Yeah.
Doesn't tell you where to go and what to do and how to do it. You supply the direction of where to shine the torch. And yeah, so it has to come from here, doesn't it? But
Exactly.
you're so right. It's trying to encourage women to reach out and find the coach who suits them to be able to
That's
move.
right. And I think to find the right coach, ask the questions, have a lot of questions before you get onto the call for a coach, because of course, not every coach is going to be suitable. I know my first coach cost me a bomb, and it was the biggest lesson I ever learned. Well, that don't do that one again, But since then, I've had wonderful coaches, and they've all helped me move on.
Yeah.
Without my coaches that I have had, maybe not, I wouldn't have been where I am now. But that's why I'm doing what I do.
And you've stepped you stepped on another nail. You've hit another nail on the head there with trialing one coach and it not working. So it's that scenario of, if something doesn't work out, it's not a failure. It's a learning curve, isn't it? It's a
Yeah, don't just stop and give up. It's like going to a doctor, and if they don't tell you or give you the right medication, you don't just stop. Or any professional, a hairdresser. Don't stop going to the hairdresser because you get a bad haircut, because there's a really good hairdresser around the corner.
Indeed, indeed. And again, we're not taught that failing or falling down is okay. And yet, right from the very beginning of our lives, that's what happens, isn't it? As toddlers, we crawl, we struggle to get up and fall and get going, and eventually we walk. But as a retired teacher, I look back and, our whole education system is Johnny can do better. What? You only got a D? What happened to the B's and the A's?
Yes.
It's not about that, is it? It's about having a go.
Yeah. What do
Yeah.
they say? The more you fail, the
The more
more you succeed, or something like that it is, because you learn along the way. It's
you
all a
do.
journey.
Yes, it really is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, we did get sidetracked along with our coaching, but it was such an important topic, and yeah, such a great way to introduce it and share it with women, the importance of it, the value of it. So thank you, Bronwyn, for, delving into that part of your story. So
Okay.
lastly, what words of wisdom would you like to share?
What words of wisdom would I like to share? I would say one of the biggest things that I've learned is to go with your heart and your gut. If it feels good, then do it. If it doesn't feel right, then question it and try to find out why, and follow your heart.
And once again, you've mentioned something very, very valuable there, to follow your gut. Would you like to talk a little bit more about our gut and our brain?
Well, our gut apparently is more clever than our brain. I had a business a little while ago, and I did it for a few years, and it was a very good product, but I just couldn't, there was just something clunky, and I couldn't work out what the clunkiness was. The people were great, the product was great, but it was just clunky. And then since I've let that go and followed what I didn't know back at the time, is my coaching. Every day I talk to people or women, or when I'm researching, I'm doing it all with my heart. I love it. It's like a hobby. So I feel like I ask myself now, how does this feel? And if it feels good, I keep moving. And if it doesn't feel good, then I question it.
Yes, which and comes back to the gut, doesn't it? It's a gut
Yeah,
feeling. Yep.
yeah,
It,
exactly.
it, it is connected very closely to our brain.
Yeah.
Roman, thank you so much for sharing your story and your wisdom with us today.
Thank you for having me.
Our pleasure, my pleasure indeed. And I look forward to sharing another extraordinary episode of Extraordinary Ordinary Women with you all next time. God bless.
Thank you.